guys, I just wanted to give you a May state of events for the Polytunnel and a quick plant tour. There's still much work to be done with the Polytunnel as far as cleaning and organizing, and I've been using it to start seeds all spring. So let me show you what's going on in here. You'll have to forgive the mess, but it's a dual purpose right now. But I did get these planted out. The flowers earlier in the spring, and 2 evergreens that were on sale after the holidays last year. So I have these new beautiful planters outside, so I love to see those every time I enter. But these are arugula that have gone to flower, and I pulled them out because I needed the garden space for something else. But I have them here because I'm trying to attract bugs to come out of the polytunnel. A lot of times bugs will get in here. Right now there's a poor wasp in here, and they have trouble finding their way out. So I thought if I put some flowers, maybe they'd be attracted to the flowers and they would fly out. So we'll see how that works. But as you can see here, my cactus collection that I've brought out only is smushed to the back part of the back half of the tables. Right now I'm still growing out some seedlings, and for the garden, perennial flowers and vegetables, and annual vegetables, not perennial vegetables. But I've had to do this. We have a family of chipmunks that loves to eat seeds, so it really helps to give you a head start on your planting if you have some place to start your seeds. And I've been doing this for months, and little by little I'm getting it all planted out, and I just keep starting new seeds, so it never seems to clear out of here. But that is the state of events here. I've got tomatoes and cabbage. I have some parsnips started and pepper plants outside. I've got sunflowers back there in those 4 containers. So I've been very busy in the garden as well. But here is the cactus collection, which I have finally gotten out here. And as you know, it loves it out in the greenhouse in the summertime. And I still have yet to sort of organize and label everything. All my labels were so brittle and faded. Most of my plants do not have labels. So that's an upcoming project of mine, probably an ongoing one throughout the summer. And my son gave me a plant marking pen for Mother's Day, and I'm looking forward to getting that in the mail, among other things. But I thought that would be great. It's supposed to be waterproof. But I just brought out the adeniums, so they're looking quite puny. I almost forgot to bring them out, but I haven't even unloaded these from the carriers, how I carried them out. This is my new batch of cacti from Vat Plants, and these are some of the other ones. Oh, I did want to point out here, this one, I think this might be a Nodo Cactus. It has a huge slit down the side, and I know that it was, I think, a leafcutter ant that built a home in there over the winter. So this is the kind of thing that happens in my basement. I suppose he came in on the plant, but he wintered over, and that is what happened. But it is still going strong despite the hole in the side. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I don't see him anymore, so maybe his life cycle has ended. I kind of hope so. But I have a mix here of succulents and cacti. And like I said, a few of them have names, but look at how hard it is to read anything. It's so faded. Well, here's one, a Nodo Cactus Schlosseri. So a few of them have labels, but everything else needs work. But they're looking quite happy. I gave them a really good water. They've been fertilized once. Now this has dwindled down. I did lose, as I always do, a number of plants when I brought them in the fall. They always have some type of, I have a certain amount of plants that never like to transition back. But all of these have transitioned back. Very few of them are new because we've been in a shelter in place in Maryland. So other than ordering one order from Fat Plants, I have not been plant shopping as I normally like to do. But here are my golden barrels, my barrel cacti back here. They're loving it. And here's my Rattail Cactus. This one had a very bad case of mealybugs, and I just dunked it in a bucket and tried to drown everything, and then I sprayed it weekly with neem oil for a number of weeks, and I brought it out here when it was still cold. I actually thought the plant was going to die, so I thought, well, I could bring them out here where mealybugs might die in the cold weather, but it was warm enough to keep the plant alive. But it seems like maybe the mealybug problem has disappeared because I've been inspecting it and trying to make sure that they're gone before I bring all these other plants around them. But I have lots of different Opuntia in the back. They're the few plants that I have organized in a section. And I have some Stenocereus, some Cereus type cacti. I have a couple dish gardens. And by the way, guys, there's some plants I've decided not to bring out. Although they do well out in the summer, they just don't transition well back inside when cold weather comes. And that includes the jades. I think the only other plant I'm going to bring out is my Euphorbia fire sticks, which is not out yet. But I'm going to bring that out today. This is the first warm day this entire spring. It's been a very cool spring. So I just wanted to show you how things were going in the polytunnel. I do have some succulents down here, some aloes and haworthias. This is my dragon fruit plant, and these were originally topped with moon cacti. At least this one was. And when the moon cactus died, I just cut it off, and it started putting out new babies, as it is back here. This is a new baby here. So I started cutting the babies off and planting them, and it looks like I'm going to have a nice little dragon fruit plant as a result of saving that bottom part of the cactus, the bottom part of the graft. So that's exciting. And I do also have aloes and haworthias here. A couple of them need repotting, but all of my succulents are back here. And I do have a dragon fruit from seedlings, and it's looking quite disheveled after the winter, but it's starting to fatten up again. So it's not looking great, but I think it's going to make it and hopefully make a nice recovery. But this is right now where I'm keeping my succulents, and they don't always like blasting sun, so they might stay here. And I have some San Pedro cactus cuttings back here doing well. They like that spot. So that's the Trichocereus pachinoi. And then, as you saw earlier, these were the first ones to come out, my beaver tail cacti. And they are starting to get greener. I've done a lot of watering, and they are getting greener. But because they're older, they have this corking on them. I'm hoping some more of that goes away the more they drink. We'll see. And their cuttings are over here. And I did add a little wind chime. This looks exactly like my puppy, who we lost a couple years ago. But I love that wind chime in here. It's just fun. And I added a couple chairs for myself for when I do repotting, or if I just want to come out here, get away from it all, and admire the cacti. So guys, hopefully in a couple weeks, all my seedlings will be planted. And my polytunnel will be mostly dedicated to the cacti and succulent collection. But thanks for joining me today. I hope you all are staying well, being careful. I hope things are going well in your life, and I hope you have some plants to enjoy to keep you busy. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll let you know how things come along as I clean and organize and label. Thanks for subscribing and watching. Bye.